Hello and welcome to this video on integrating your PlanPlus CRM web forms with your third-party website. This video is for PlanPlus account administrators or third parties. If you're a website developer and the person that you're working with has asked you to take a look at this video so that you can integrate their website into their PlanPlus account, this will be the video for you. Okay, we're going to talk about some of the prerequisites. You're going to need to have access to your PlanPlus account. We're going to walk you through the navigation of where to find the form builder, how to choose the form type, how to set the field up, and basically PlanPlus will create the HTML that you will need to place onto your website. So you want to have the ability to paste that HTML into your existing website, and we'll actually walk through that example here inside this video. Here we are inside of our PlanPlus Online business account. We can tell it's a business account because I have a tool button. On the tool button, look for Form Builder. And on the Form Builder, if it's a brand new account, you may not see any forms here. This is an existing demo account, so I've got lots of forms here. The first option that I have is to create a new form. When you create a new form, one of the first choices that you have to make, the first critical choice, is to determine the type of form that you want to create. The type of form that you want to create is going to determine what type of record inside of your PlanPlus account you're going to create. So a contact form would create a contact record, an opportunity contact form would create an opportunity and a contact. A lead would create a lead form would create a lead, and on down the line. We're going to take a look at a form that we've already started to create. We've just given it a name. It's a contact form newsletter sample. If you want to see some information about the types of forms, there's a question mark here that you can click on, and it will have some details of the different form types and explain some of the differences between the various different types of forms as well. So you can check that out inside your account. So building a form is pretty straightforward. The first thing that you want to do once you identify the type of form that you want to build is you're going to go ahead and add the fields to the form. So the fields are basically the fields that are going to be on the page layout. So in this particular example, I've already added email, first name, and last name. To add a field to my form, I just come over here into the Fields tab. Let's say I want to add a field called phone number. So I select the field in the database, and then I can give it a label in my form. So the label is just the label that's going to sit on the form. I click Add Field, and it adds it to my form. So what the PlanPlus application does is it creates the actual HTML that you can use to post to your website. So over here on the HTML tab, if you click on Client Side, you've got two options. You can either take this code and you can put it right into your website, or especially while you're getting familiar with how the Form Builder tool works, you might want to use our hosted option. So in our hosted option, you can just paste the form right into this area where it says code for the form. You've also got an area where you can have some code above and below the form. So when you submit that page, we give you a link right here that you can test that form. So this will show you the form. In this case, I've got email, first name, last name. And when I click Submit, we've also got some other options on the form that you can configure inside of PlanPlus as well. So that'll show you a sample of the form, and you can actually test to see if the form is working. A few other settings that you might want to be familiar with inside of your PlanPlus account. A few of the options that you have with the form are email notifications. So whenever this form is filled out, if you want an email to go to somebody, this is usually somebody internal. This would be like an email address of a salesperson, or somebody inside the company that you want them to receive an email. You can just type their email address in here. You can separate it by a comma. You can have the newly created record assigned to any one of the users inside your account, or you can have it assigned to an entire group. If you assign it to a group, it will add everyone in that group to the sales team of the record and give them access to the record also. The return page right here is where you can configure the action that happens after the form is submitted. So if I just type in something like thank you right here, then when I submit my form, after I click the submit button, then it gives me a thank you page. So if I wanted it to redirect to a different URL, then I can just type that URL in here. So if you're a third-party web developer and you've created a custom landing page, or you want to download, or you want to give them a video link or something like that, you can do that by redirecting them to a URL on your current site, or you can use our HTML editor and you can configure the page right here for the redirect. There's also a couple of other settings that you have inside the account. Under the Rule tab, you can set an auto reply. So this auto reply would go to the person who filled out your form. So assuming that your form would have an email address, you can configure the from name and the from email address that the email is sent from. And the email templates are available under the account setup in the email template area. So you've got to make sure that you've got an email template created in order for that email template to be used as an autoresponder. So the log tab will show any time the form has been submitted. So this is a good way to go and test and see if your submissions are actually being recorded inside the system. They'll show up right here. Okay, so we'll give you a couple of tips on how, with some of the common editors, how to take the code and put it into those editors. So I'm going to be working with a WordPress site. So I've got my form designed here, and I've got my HTML ready to go. So I'm just going to copy this HTML. Over here I've got my WordPress editor. You'll notice that inside of WordPress I'm going to be using the text editor as opposed to the visual editor. The visual editor tends to strip out the JavaScript, so you're going to be best off putting it in the text editor, and you'll just paste in the actual code, and then you'll update and publish your page. You know, in Joomla you'll typically want to turn off the editor before you paste the code in. In WordPress, you'll use the text view. I'm going to click the Preview Changes page. Okay, so here's my web page, and here's my form that now exists on my web page. And after I submit, so there's the form submitted. There's my return URL page. So again, if you wanted to change that, you could change that inside of PlanPlus. So if you have questions about how to add fields to the form, you might want to check out our video on custom fields and page layouts. And if you have questions about the email template, then you can check out our video on the email templates. If you have other questions, please check out Help and Training and either the YouTube channel or submit a case to our tech support team. Thank you.